Most people think dementia starts with forgetting names, forgetting keys, forgetting appointments. That's not how it starts. By the time memory problems become obvious, the brain has often been changing for years, silently, gradually, in ways that look completely normal. Today, the 5 signs that actually appear first. Signs that have nothing to do with memory. Signs that most people, and even some doctors, completely miss. Because catching these early changes everything. Why memory isn't first. Your brain has a region called the hippocampus, associated with memory. But in Alzheimer's disease, the process begins elsewhere first. The entorhinal cortex, the prefrontal cortex, areas responsible for smell, behavior, decision-making, and social judgment. Research from the Alzheimer's Association shows brain changes can begin 10 to 20 years before diagnosis. The brain compensates, the person seems fine, but the early signs are there, if you know what to look for. 1. Loss of smell, not memory. Your olfactory system runs directly through the entorhinal cortex, the exact region where Alzheimer's changes begin. A study in JAMA Neurology found people who couldn't identify common smells, coffee, cinnamon, and lemon, were significantly more likely to develop dementia within a decade. The loss is gradual. People just start adding more seasoning, stop noticing when something burns, wonder why coffee doesn't smell as strong. These aren't signs of aging, they're signs the olfactory nerve in the earliest affected brain region is changing. A simple smell test can detect early risk years before any memory symptom. 2. Personality changes, not mood swings. Subtle personality changes, not dramatic, not obvious, slightly more withdrawn, or slightly more impulsive, or less interested in things they loved. Families say, she's just getting older. He's been stressed. She's been a bit down. Research from the Mayo Clinic describes mild behavioral impairment, MBI, a pattern of personality changes that can precede dementia by years. The key signal isn't the change itself, it's the deviation from baseline, a naturally social person suddenly losing interest in people and activities. That's the signal, not because they're unhappy, because their brain is changing. 3. Spatial disorientation, not clumsiness. Difficulty judging space and distance in familiar places, missing a step on stairs they've used for years, misjudging the distance to a chair, struggling to follow a route they've driven 100 times. Families say she's been a bit clumsy lately, but the parietal cortex, which processes spatial information, is directly affected in early dementia. Visuospatial deficits can appear up to 6 years before a formal diagnosis. 6 years of missed opportunity. If someone you love is bumping into things more, pay attention. 4. Word-finding pauses. Not just getting older. Difficulty finding the right word, not forgetting entirely, just pausing. They say the thing instead of remote, that place instead of supermarket. They describe objects instead of naming them. Everyone does this occasionally. That's normal. The sign is when it happens frequently, consistently, progressively. Neurologists call this anomic aphasia, difficulty retrieving specific words with comprehension fully intact, caused by changes in the temporal lobe, particularly the angular gyrus. The person knows exactly what they mean, they just can't find the word, and so everyone laughs it off. Oh, I've always been bad with names. But there's a difference between that and a consistent, progressive difficulty retrieving common, everyday words. 5. Apathy. Not depression, not sadness, not grief. Apathy. A depressed person feels their lack of motivation. They want to feel better. A person with dementia-related apathy often doesn't notice. They stop initiating conversations but aren't sad about it, stop pursuing hobbies, but don't feel the absence, just quietly absent. Research in Lancet Neurology found apathy is present in over 70% of Alzheimer's patients and often appears before any memory complaint. The anterior cingulate cortex, the brain's motivation center, loses function. The drive to initiate simply diminishes. It's not a choice, it's not character, it's neurology. If someone you love has become quietly absent, not sad, just absent, that distinction matters enormously.
Your brain is addicted to stimulation, not drugs, not alcohol,
your phone, your food, your feed, and a 30-day dopamine detox is the only reset that actually works. Every scroll, every snack, every notification, these spike your dopamine artificially. Your brain adapts. It raises the threshold. Now normal life, walking, reading, conversations, feels completely boring. You haven't lost motivation. Your reward system got hijacked. Week 1, the withdrawal. Boredom hits like a wall. Your brain screams for stimulation. That discomfort, that's your brain recalibrating. Dopamine receptors, overstimulated for months, are finally recovering their sensitivity. Week 2, the shift begins. Silence stops feeling like punishment. A walk outside suddenly feels genuinely good. Your prefrontal cortex, your brain's decision-making center, starts coming back online. Focus returns. Slowly, undeniably. Weeks 3-4, the real change. Your dopamine baseline resets. Hard work starts feeling rewarding again. Books, exercise, deep conversations. These aren't boring anymore. They're genuinely satisfying. By day 30, you realize the problem was never that life was boring. Life was fine. Your threshold was broken. 30 days, no social media, no junk food, no passive entertainment. Just you, and what your brain can actually do. Comment day 1 if you're starting today.